shimmy a day keeps mental health at bay. Hello, hello, my lovelies, and welcome. I figured we would get our nervous systems in check, be ready, because we are doing Money Game Part 3. This is the final part. It has been a fantastic journey, so let's go ahead and finish this series out with our final part. Whew, I'm excited. All right. Ooh. Oh. Wow. Ooh. Even more impressive. Like, okay. I am curious if they actually had this guy play on the piano, or is he just kind of moving his hands over the keys, you know, in a way that makes sense? But we're already off to a very strong start. I'm really excited. All right. Whew. A Samuel and Ren video. So I will need to ask, who is Samuel? And I'm going to need you guys to let me know in the comments down below, okay? Let me know, because this is the first I'm hearing of him, unless this masked figure has been Sam this entire time in the last, previous 2 videos. And if that's the case, cute. Oh, 2. Interesting. Oh, looking in a mirror. Dressed in a business suit. Interesting. Okay. So we've got the bag over our head, but we're in our business attire. And we've got, I know that it's probably just rope to tie the bag on his head, but it could also be interpreted as a noose. And sometimes they would cover people's faces before hanging them. So, did you give yourself, did society give you enough rope just to watch you hang yourself with, kind of thing? That's kind of the interpretation I'm feeling here. Yeah, untie that. Very ominous.
You a story about a boy named Jimmy. 1 year old and his first words were mine, gimme. 2 years old he was walking, 3 years old walking quickly, 4 years old he was running round the pavements of his city. 5 years old and his daddy told him, listen here son, you gotta learn to be a man he works for what he wants.
A man works for what he wants. But don't misinterpret work as, scheming and plotting and scamming and things. Don't get those things mixed up.
Listen here, son, you gotta learn to be a man, he works for what he wants. 6 years old and he's reading, writing, top of the bunch. And when he's 7, his progression made him student number 1. 8 years old and he's praised for unusual grades. 9, his parents paid for private school to nurture the flame. 10, 11, 12, 13, he ascends and ascends. His daddy tells him, son, money is the means to all ends. 14, solving complex mathematical equations. At 15, IQ 150, still elevating. 16, he develops complex software code that detects weaknesses in cybersecurity protocols. 17, and he sells his vision, keeping the share. Not yet an adult, but he's practically a millionaire. 18, and his daddy tells him, now you're a man. This world don't give a damn about you, so take all that you can. Now,
Aha! Got it. All right. Wow, that is deep. This world don't give a damn about you. So take all you can. Exactly. Take all you can. Like it literally, okay. Not to get all like incel-y, Joker and blah, blah, blah and all that kind of shit. But it does make me think of Batman, and it makes me think of when Alfred is like, you know, some men can't be negotiated with. Like some just want to see the world burn. Like that is a reality, okay? Like people think, oh, people are just doing, you know, they do these certain things to like enrich themselves or, you know, help their family or whatever the fuck, right? But ultimately, take all you can. Like that's already like setting that precedent of greed, of it's never going to be enough. Like at what point is it enough? You're just gonna keep take. Like when is it enough?
You can. 19, he turns a profit, stocks and shares, invest in product. 20, double down deposits. 21, his income rockets. 22, he learns the truth is just an obstacle to wealth. If you manipulate the data, then the lie will sell itself. 23, a life of luxury, crystal and cocaine. 24, he makes the Forbes list, they're applauding his name. 25, and his daddy tells him, listen here, son, while you're sitting in that palace, that don't mean that you won.
Exactly.
26, a business shift, he switches business to
just because you are living in that palace doesn't mean that like that you've won. Okay, it never means that. Everybody thinks once I make $1 million, once I, you know, have my big house, once I have that car, once I do this, once I do that, once I'm skinnier, I'll love myself more. No, like. Just because you have that thing now that you thought you wouldn't be able to do anything else without it, doesn't mean you've won. Like, if anything, it's just begun, if anything.
Alice, that don't mean that you won. 26, a business shift, he switches business to arms. He's 27, dealing nuclear and shells in Iran. 28, inside the Senate, money bought him a seat. He's 29, a role of counsel in the president's suite. Now he's 30, his daddy says you're losing the race. You're just a servant to the king, not even in second place. 31, a big maneuver for his daddy's approval. Moving imports over borders from the exports out of Cuba. 32, moving grams, growing kilos to tons. He's 33, filling warehouses with powder and guns. 34, turf war with nobody to stop it. Blind eye from the po-po inside of his pocket.
Exactly. Police turning a blind eye because he has them in their pocket. Like, yeah, of course. That's why a lot of people say that there's like a two-tier justice system, which there is. You've got ones that are like cultural and racial based. And then I feel like you also have ones that are completely, economic status based. Let's just, take an example of if I was, convicted of 34 felonies, I probably wouldn't still be running around. I'd be in jail. If I had, lied to the IRS, I would be going to jail, right? But somebody else who has more money or more power or more influence, no. But why? So why even have laws? Like, Why even have laws if they don't apply? Like, I understand, like, you have to take everything, situationally and blah, 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 blah. Like, just like, someone, I say somebody's, kid, and then they, unalive them. I don't think a lot of people are going to have a whole lot of anything to say about that. Okay. I think a lot of people are going to be like, yep, that was right. That was wrong. It wasn't okay it wasn't an okay thing for you to, unalive somebody else. But in this context and situation, we can see why it was warranted and like a thing. So you're fine. Like, those situations are completely different than, hey, let me just slide you this $100 bill so, we make this go away. That's very, very, those are very different things. Oh. Interesting.
From the po-po inside of his pocket.
Ring-a-ding-ding.
35. He gets the call. I'm sorry, son, but it's your father. Had a heart attack. I'm sorry, he's gone. 36. Getting pissed off, abusing his product. 37. Eyes glazed, disposition demonic. 38. With a prostitute, a moment of passion. Heating up a silver spoon and then chasing the dragon. 39. Getting reckless and hungry for power. Daddy's words are still driving him to kill and devour. Makes a move against the cartel, but the strategy's flawed. They retaliate and leave him in a hospital ward. A bullet buried in his vertebra and one in his leg. The doctor sighs and says, I don't think you'll be walking again. Fuck.
Yeah. Get mixed up with bad people, bad things happen, and now look, okay, cool, you have all this money and things, and now look at you. Now you're paralyzed in a chair. With no friends, no family, no nothing, nobody to help you because you've isolated yourself and pissed everybody off. Like, not a good idea. Not a good idea. Ooh, okay. So now he's in the chair, still in his suit, but it's obviously like he's now obviously very disheveled looking. But now we have like a small orchestra. There's 2 violins and 2 cellos, I think. And they're all set up in their nice attire and everything, but they have bags over their heads. Interesting, very interesting.
Let me tell you a story about a boy named Jimmy. He was 40 and he cursed the words, mine, mine, gimme. 41 he wasn't walking, 42 not walking quickly, 43 never running round the pavements of his city, 44 inside a palace with a mountain of gold. But those riches turn to rubble when perspective evolves.
Yes.
Weighing heavy on his conscience is the value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls.
A Lamborghini for life, money for souls. Yes, yes, yes. That is literally what the ultra rich do. Like, and then what? It all crumbles around you. Like, what? Are you going to be buried with it? Is it going to save you? Like, it's not.
Value of gold. Lamborghini for a life, trading money for souls. Jimmy followed the code inside the land of the free. Put your hand inside the cookie jar, take more than you need. And his example is exaggerated versions of me. And it's a version of him. And it's a version of she. And it's a version of you. There's no escaping the blame. The way we live is parasitic. Fuck the money and fame. Call the music.
Nice. All right, I liked that. Okay, cut the music and then grabbing the camera, giving it that much more personal feeling and perspective, that much more one-on-one, much more personal feeling. That was nice.
The music. This isn't entertainment. This is real life.
Yes.
The way we live is lunacy, community, it declines. Hyperpolarized, always fighting, then we divide. Truth is less important than the money that we designed.
Literally.
Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas.
Yes.
Did I mention? Border's an invention. Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution?
I'm gonna back up some of what he just said again real quick, because
Truth is less important than the money that we designed.
literally we designed. We put that there. I know I've said it before. Someone someday, way back when, saw gold, was like, ooh, shiny rock, and decided that had value. Like, it is such a like crazy convoluted system, because it's just like if you really, really break it down, it's paper. If you break it down, it's paper. It's paper. But because we say it is worth this and we have faith that it is worth that, it's worth that. Okay. Like,
Money's an invention. Politics from our invention. They all come from people's ideas. Did I mention? Border's an invention. Look.
I know I've said that before. Borders are imaginary lines. They're just imaginary lines that we all decide that we're going to fight over and have wars over and kill each other over because, oh, this bit is mine. It's insane. Like, why? Nope. Nobody's illegal on stolen land, okay, first off. But, like, it's stolen, you know? Like, it's stolen. Like, I don't know why that's a complicated thing. And I think we as Americans were so sheltered from what, I don't think we understand fully what we're doing to the rest of the world and how the rest of the world like perceives us. I think, you know, obviously some of us have an idea. You know, people around the world kind of think we're not very smart. We're very loud. We're obnoxious and rude. But, you know, people, it's just crazy to me. Like, us Americans are the like 3-year-old throwing some type of tantrum constantly, all the time about everything. It's just, okay, get off my, let's continue with the video.
Law and order fuel the tension. It leads to people killing each other. My solution? Everything is subject to change.
Yes.
We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains.
Yes.
But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me,
Yes.
then there's no future I see where the humans survive with parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds. Mold
Yes.
will grow upon the surface and consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
That's amazing. We're gonna back that up just a little bit because it's so true. It is so true. It's insane.
We could build utopias if individuals were taught to use their brains. But if we teach kids in schools to always be sheep and put themselves before the herd if there's more money for me, Then there's no future I see where the humans survive. We're parasites inside a petri dish with cannibal minds.
Yes.
Mold will grow upon the surface, then consumes till it dies. And our fate could be the same without this story to the wise.
It's true. Wealth inequality has been a thing for a hot minute, okay? It didn't just happen. Like, wealth inequality has been a thing for a hot minute, okay? It's insane to me that people don't realize that these, like, things exist in it. Or they just completely fail to acknowledge it. Ooh.
45. Jimmy comes home out of the rain, soaking wet upon a wheelchair, drinking again. He is everything he wants, he is fortune and fame. He's a fortunate fool with an unfortunate fate. With a 45 caliber aimed at his brain. 45 a fitting number cause his age is the same. Here's the words of his father, it's such a damn shame. Then he presses on the trigger of a money game.
Oh my gosh. So powerful. Powerful visuals, powerful like lyrics. Just wow. You guys, I'm so happy that I listened to y'all when you guys had suggested even like starting my run journey. Okay. Shout out all y'all renegades. Hi. Thank you so much. That was insane. I know I talked a lot through those. I know in the moment I'm a lot better with having all of my thoughts in that moment. I apologize for talking a lot during it. I know I did, but there's so much to go through with this. God, it's so true. Like people like to talk about millennials and Gen Z as being just very center focused and stuff. And I personally don't think we are. I think millennials and Gen Z are a lot more empathetic than other generations, but that's kind of besides the point. We've taught kids it feels like we've taught like an us versus them mentality. And it's sad. That shouldn't be how things are. You know, that shouldn't be how it is. Like there's so much pain and suffering in the world. And, you know, I know even myself, like I live in America, like first world problems, like we joke about it, but at the same time, like, yeah, acknowledge your privilege. It is what it is. Like acknowledge it. Acknowledge your privilege. That doesn't mean that you have to like beat yourself up over it, but you need to acknowledge it. Like, you know, like we as, you know, Americans, you know, we always kind of push stuff we don't want to do onto other people that, you know, we feel, or, you know, some of us feel that those people are less than. And they're not. They're not. If anything, they are harder working, more determined, you know, have so much more potential than some of us. And the only reason we're here is because we were born in the right country, the right color, the right gender. Like, and that's the only reason that you're ahead. Like, no, that shouldn't be how the world is. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. If you liked this video, please give your girl a thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And that's everything I have for you guys today. I will see you the next time I record. Bye, guys.